Were the 2018 California wildfires caused by laser beams? Hi, welcome to Bullshit Busted. You know, I love social media. While not perfect, it's made it easier than ever to share information online. Just make a post in your account, have your followers share it, and you can immediately get stuff out there. However, it might shock you that information shared online is sometimes wrong. On November 12, 2018, Twitter user Kyle Harris posted these 4 pictures on his account.
I'm not saying powerful government weapons started the California fires, but somebody explain these pics to me.
While Kyle comes across as more skeptical in his first tweet, less than half an hour later, he seemed to have fully bought into the conspiracy.
They don't even give a F about hiding it!
In research, we trust. Despite him providing zero background as to where these pictures came from, the internet decided this was compelling evidence of a government plot and needed to be shared. And the following day, the pictures ended up on Facebook, where they were shared further.
The government is starting these fires. Marinate on this.
Stupidity isn't a virus, but it sure is spreading like one.
Well, I think it's about time this misinformation was contained. So time to bust the bullshit. So, going from left to right, what are we looking at in picture 1? The answer can be found on the official SpaceX Twitter account. No, Elon Musk isn't making a death ray. Yet. It's actually of a Falcon 9 rocket launch carried out by SpaceX on May 22, 2018. On that day, they had their Iridium 6 and Grace FO mission at Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. And pictures like these two were taken of the launch. But you might be wondering why the rocket's fire trail is so long in this picture while in the other one it looks normal. Well, this picture is an example of a long exposure photograph, where the camera shutter is kept open longer than usual, allowing in more light. In fact, if you go to the Flickr account for SpaceX, they'll tell you how long the photos were exposed. For the photo with the short trail, it was only for 1/800th of a second. But for the photo with the long trail, it was for 20 seconds. Or 16,000 times longer. And now we move on to picture 2, which appears to show a giant beam coming down from the night sky and creating a fiery explosion. An event that surely would have captured the attention of numerous people. And it did. Multiple photos were posted on Facebook of this event. There's even a recording on Twitter of it.
What the what? It's a fire with a beam. Madness.
What's interesting is that these were all taken in Northeast Ohio on January 16, 2018. So what could have been happening at that location and at that time? Well, the Ohio newspaper The Repository may have the answer. What looked like a raging fire in the distance was the Marathon Refinery with a controlled burn. Who else saw it? If you have photo or video, share. We'd like to see it. And while browsing the comments of their Facebook post, I came across this picture. Now where have we seen that before? The Ohio news station Fox 8 also confirmed this story.
This was a scene earlier this evening at the Marathon Petroleum Refinery off of Gambrinus Avenue Southwest. A number of calls and emails came into our newsroom tonight wondering if there was some sort of emergency, but the company tells us this was a planned event known as controlled flaring.
But what about that beam of light? It's an optical phenomenon called a light pillar, which is caused by light reflecting off ice crystals in the air. So when you combine a powerful light source like a fire with an icy winter night in Ohio, you have the perfect conditions for a light pillar to appear. Alright, 2 down, 3 more to go. Picture 3 was originally posted back in May 2018 by the official Twitter account for Klamath National Forest, and shows a streak of light coming down from the sky and, where it ends, you see smoke rising from the trees. Well, guess what the comments were like below this post? #do. Direct energy weapon used in California to create fires? Democrats need funding. Trump pulled sanctuary city funding. It's Smokey the Bear's helicopter beam. He doesn't fuck around when Cali needs funds for free needles, abortion clinics, food pantries, ACLU lawyer fees, and he really likes corn tortillas. If he has to burn this motherfuckers down, he will use the most advanced equipment. #money. Directed energy beam. Government agenda. Weather and fires are intentional and artificially induced. So, what's actually happening in this picture is, as their Twitter account said, A lens flare. Notice how in the top of the picture where the light streak begins, it looks brighter and more washed out. That is due to sunlight hitting the camera lens. Plus, unlike a laser beam, you'll notice this streak of light never actually makes contact with the ground, but rather fades into nothing, kind of like a lens flare. And if that isn't good enough for you, this streak of light has even been replicated.
When people try to clean their camera lenses on a small phone like this, they often will just use a finger and they will swipe across. When you swipe, you leave these little streaks and the light kind of gets refracted by them.
The same thing is happening in picture 4. Notice the angle of the shadow on the ground. Sunlight is traveling in this direction, which would make it hit the camera lens, creating, like before, a streak of light. This picture was originally posted on Instagram by a California resident who's been documenting the California wildfires, and even he said that the beam was simply an anomaly. Okay, one more left. This picture comes from a video recorded by news reporter Laura Anthony. What you're looking at is called a fire whirl, or fire devil. Kind of like a whirlwind, but with fire. They're created by hot, dry air rising rapidly from the ground, forming a vertical column. And as more hot air is pulled into the rising column, it begins to swirl in a vortex. This wouldn't be the first time California had a fire whirl either. Back in 2014, this one appeared during the Cocos Fire.
Look at look at that fire tornado.
Well, there you go. All these pictures can be explained with a little bit of research, and none of them point to evidence of a directed energy weapon. So the next time you see an extraordinary claim online, before sharing it, make sure to look into it first, because it may just be bullshit that needs to get busted.